First the bad guys, now the bad guys 2. What's next? The bad guys 3? Oh, okay. How many of these books are... Whoa! 20? I guess the crime don't stop. What is up, everybody? Random Random Man here, walking around my backyard once again, but this time to bring you my review for The Bad Guys 2 in one take. Now, based on the series of books of the same name, the plot of this animated heist comedy follows the titular characters as they come out of retirement to team up with an all-female crew for one last heist. Going into this movie, I was looking forward to seeing it, as the first film, 2022's The Bad Guys, I quite enjoyed. I thought that was a fun caper film. I've never read any of the books that this movie series is based off of, but I know that they're popular. I work at a library, so I know that the kids are very much into this series. And now that we have a sequel, I thought that with the voice cast, a lot of them coming back for this film, and a new heist, it would bring a lot of potential that, again, I was looking forward to seeing. So, starting out with the vocal cast and their performances, we have Sam Rockwell as Mr. Wolf, coming back as the leader of the group, and he is as charismatic as he was in the first film, and he is a slick pickpocket. That's the profession that his character does within the crew. There's also Mark Maron coming back as Snake, a safe cracker. Aquafina also returns as Tarantula, the group's hacker. Craig Robinson also returns as Shark, the master of disguise of the group, although it's purposely comical given his size and can disguise himself as anybody, no matter how big or small. And then Anthony Ramos as Piranha, the loose cannon of the group. And the sun went away, but there we go. Yeah, all of them, all 5 of them coming back, I think all bring back the same energy and more from what they did in the first film with their respective roles. Also coming back are the likes of Alex Borstein as the chief, now commissioner of the police here, still very wary and skeptical of what the bad guys are doing. And then we have the new characters like the all-female crew. They are voiced by Danielle Brooks, Maria Bakalova, and Natasha Lyonne. I thought they brought some nice camaraderie in addition to how we saw the previous bad guys together, just to have a lot more to work with, and also they are part of how the plot does move along forward. So yeah, everyone, no matter the vocal role, I thought were literally animated in themselves with what they do here. Now the plot, as I mentioned, so it's another heist film, given that the bad guys, the first film in the book series, are all about these crime capers and all these different schemes that the titular characters are doing. And the movie opens with a flashback of a previous heist with the bad guys, and then puts them flashing forward to where they are now, where they have given up and not become good guys per se, but they are not the bad guys anymore. But then they want to do good and get framed and must team up with the aforementioned female trio to go ahead and get this material for a space station, a magnet made of MacGuffinites, which, if you, of course, know movie lingo, a MacGuffin is a plot device that is the motivation for any narrative to go forward, and that will literally attract all of the world's gold, and there's a lot of other stuff going in between as to the motivations. It's all twisty and turny, and with that, right off the bat, it does make for something that is directly diverting. I mean, it's an entertaining film right off the bat with how fast the movie is and how it is animated and just goes along like the first film. And it is rendered rapidly to the same degree as the first film, if not somewhat more, given that it's been a few years. I love the animation style that this movie has with its cell shading stylings. That also has some 2D thrown in, I believe as an homage or tribute to the original graphic novels. And also it just looks so eye-catching and everything to see all of these characters do what they got to do, and then also how fast everything is going along together. And then with the plotting and the narrative, it is predictably plotted. That's what I would say the main drawback of this movie is compared to the first, from what I recall. It's been a few years since I last saw that film. And like I said, with how twisty the movie gets, of course, like you see what motivations and how morally ambiguous some of these characters are, just going back and forth and stuff. And also coming back is Zazie Beetz voicing Diane, or she was one of the criminal characters from the first film who has technically now gone good. And then there's the integration of what she is doing, also the relationship that she has with Wolf being there, and just how that is put in. It also harkens back to another character from the first film in connection, just to have it all go together. So it's connecting to what was done before, but then again, like I said, you could basically see where things are going in terms of how the heist is set up, and then going into how, you know, the characters are trying to turn a new leaf, but amidst everything that is happening, all that ensuing. But that doesn't stop the movie, but excuse me, this is what I get for doing this in one take, but it doesn't stop the movie from being something that is fun and it is entertaining like the first film. When it gets into the third act, there are certain visual moments involving space, I should say, at the least, that I was like, wow, with this being animated, I mean, animation is a medium, and this film is using that to its potential with the kind of style and just the way it is all coming together, I feel. There's other technical elements here that I did enjoy, like the original score by Daniel Pemberton, how it is cut. You know, again, it's a very fast-paced movie that literally moves along. Only in those aforementioned predictable moments did I feel the film was maybe dragging a little bit, or just hitching up with, you know, okay, it's going through certain motions and stuff. But with the running time of about an hour and 45 minutes, I thought that was good for sure, because if it overstayed its welcome anymore, you know, then the movie would be stretching out also what we were seeing all along with the characters and just how everything came together. There is a mid-credit scene, and, you know, as I showed off in the intro of this video, this series of books that the movies are based on, there's a lot of material to go off of in what is apparently happening with a third film. And there's also a end credit zinger at the very, very end of the credits that, I mean, it's amusing, but you don't have to stay for that. But the mid-credit scene, harkening back to what was set up a bit at the end, is what is put here. But honestly, with this now series of movies, I think that, you know, comparing to other animated stuff that we have gotten recently, it's something that isn't necessarily groundbreaking, but I feel that with all of the charm of the vocal cast, the animation standing out from other animations, and even just what these movies are with heist films. I mean, if you know me personally, you know I love me a good heist film, anything like that. Just seeing what the potential crime is, or just the motivation, anything like that. Of course, this is meant for kids and audiences of all ages, families, and, you know, it's nothing that is super complicated. But I think that with that all being said, while I don't think it is as good as the first film, I do think that The Bad Guys 2 is a good film, and I do recommend it for anyone that is a fan of animation, fan of the first film, of course, or you just want to have an easy, simple, good time at the movies with all that this movie has to offer altogether. So, with all of that being said, all that's left to do is to give my final verdict for The Bad Guys 2. My final verdict for The Bad Guys 2 is 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on what you thought of The Bad Guys 2. Social media links in the description. Subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.